Hello everybody, it's Folger here at the card shop, and today we are going to review the steampunk mod, or I say review, it's more gonna act like a basic walkthrough for anyone that is new to the mod itself. We're gonna go through the basic equipment and gear you need to progress in the mod to get to the end game stuff like the steampunk airship, or the balloons, or the submarine and stuff like that. So, we're gonna start off here with the very first item on our list. I'm taking off this tech helmet now. I put it on for flair because it wouldn't let me get the steampunk armor. Okay, so the very first item here we have on our list is the Metal Blast Forge. This bad boy will create all the basic materials you're going to need for this mod. Think of this as like beginner grade shit, okay? It'll craft your coal, it'll craft your glass panels, it'll craft your copper ore, and your rough diamonds. To craft the blast forge, it is going to roughly cost you 150 cementing paste, 250 unrefined metal, 100 obsidian, and 50 silica pearls. So you can get it relatively early on and use this bad boy for everything you need. It requires gas or gas powered or gunpowder, my apologies, or spark powder. And spark powder is really easy to get, and by the time you can actually get silica pearls and stuff, you will probably have spark powder that you can just chuck into here. Way better than a regular refinery forge. Of course, it's a little bit more expensive though, creates a shit ton of materials, and obviously creates your coal, your glass, and your basic starting stuff. So after you craft that up, the next thing you're going to craft is this steam workbench, or workstation. So this will run you roughly 30 cementing paste, 20 glass panes, and 75 metal ingots with 50 smelted copper ore. This is going to be your main workstation for everything in the mod except for vehicles, which you'll use that, and this, which will be used for lights and decor and a very specific like machinery, which is really weird stuff and really doesn't help much. Well, the meat spoiler is good, and I guess being able to turn on snow whenever you want is nice. But after you get this, you are then going to go for the industrial copper forge. This bad boy right here will only produce basically tier 2 and some of the tier 1 materials. It won't produce diamonds, but it will produce copper plates, which is a really important and really pricey material going forward, because one copper plate is equivalent to 50 coal, and then like 4 iron and 10 stone, and then 10 crystal. So it's gonna cost you a lot for this, but this is the main material we're gonna be using going forward from here. And then for the copper industrial forge, is gonna cost us 300 cementing paste, 500 metal, 250 oil, and 200 smelted copper. In all honesty, you should be able to get all these resources rather easily. The only thing that's going to be hard for you is going to be the CP, but you can easily go ahead and farm beaver dams to get that CP real quick. So these are your 3 stations that you're going to be using a lot in the mod. That's why I have them all grouped over here. These 3 stations are basically the bread and butter. Almost everything you want in this mod you can craft, except for the end game tames and stuff, and the airship, and of course the light stuff, which is over here for some reason. I feel like they were originally planning to put like all the stuff into different workstations, but just said fuck it and made like one that produces like nothing, and then put the rest over here. So if we come down here real quick, we'll get over to this construction yard. Yep. This construction yard will craft your airships. It will craft your defense, your mechs, your fuel, your rhinos, your submarines, and your teleporters. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at each one of the different vehicles and the teleporter. The teleporter is not hooked up to anything, but it's here. It works just like a traditional teleporter, but you step in instead and a quick teleport. You can only bring yourself for small tames, though. So we have the Steambot. My stats are a little buffed a bit, so your guys' bots will not have the same stats. So you press O to turn on anything. And as you can see, when we press O, he does a little stand-up animation, and you see his gears start turning on his back. The Steambot moves really quick. You can kind of sidestep. He has a little jump. He has like a tiny little shock wave. Weird collision. If I remember correctly, yeah, he could shoot cannonballs and kind of like hack at the enemies with his sword. I don't think he has any other abilities other than that. So let's go park our little Steam buddy over here. Press O. Next up we have the Mechanical Rhino, who has a very loud horn. It does have a boost, but I don't think I have any more fuel left. Let me see if I can go. Can I place you on the ground and destroy you? Oh, look at that. Okay, we got the oil. And I'm pretty sure all these will come out to the level. So we put oil in him and his eyes turn on. And his stuff starts to boot up and he gets like really loud. Obviously, like I said, it's going to be quicker for me than y'all. Then we turn on his boost. Wow, he goes zooming. With that boost on. I think he's just a regular Rhino past the boost. But that's still pretty cool. And of course, he's walking really slow backwards. And let's take that oil out of him so it stops making that loud noise. Next up we have the hot air balloon. This is a flying machine, I guess. It's a weird and wacky one. And it doesn't go too fast, but it's not too slow. X is to ascend, or my bad, it's C is to ascend, space is to descend, which is kind of weird. I feel like those two are kind of mixed up. And this one, yeah, it can't go backwards. So this one acts very similarly to a raft. But you can't build on it, and it can't go backwards. Kind of sucks. Not worth the investment, in my opinion. As you can see, I can barely control it myself. But can't really say that about the next one, which is the propelled hot air balloon. This one we could go back, we could go forward, though it isn't a lot quicker. You can still do it. And being able to reverse is always a nice touch. And this one you can just press O to turn off. Of course, you're going to want to land these way closer to the ground than I am. I'm just keeping them up there for now. And now, let me go over here and read off all the costs. Sorry about that cut, guys. I had to move our airship into a safer location, as the area we were at was getting attacked by some not so nice dinos. So I'm going to go ahead and read off what everything costs. It costs $450 for the regular air balloon, the one that's not as good. It costs 450 cementing paste, 350 copper plates, 500 fiber, 2,500 hide, and 2,500 metal, and it is the same exact prices across the board for the other hot air balloon. For the airship, it will cost you an airship deck, which is going to cost you 250 cementing paste and 350 reinforced plain copper ceilings. Airship engines, which are going to cost you 250 cementing paste, 350 copper plates, and 2,500 metal, and 2 steam-powered presses. For the airship fuel, it's going to cost you 400 cementing paste, and 350 copper plates, and 2,000 metal ingots. For the whole of the ship, it's going to cost you 2 airship decks, 2 airship engines, 2 airship fuels, 250 plain copper walls, and 150 reinforced copper foundations. For the blueprint of the propelled airship, it's going to cost you 250 cementing paste, 450 copper plates, 15 copper wedges, and 1,500 metal ingots. And you slap that all together to make the copper airship. Now, for the submarine, it's going to cost you 2 airship engines, 3 airship fuels, and 2 airship propellers. And then for the teleporter, it's going to cost you 30 cementing paste, 20 glass panes, 75 metal ingots, and 50 smelted copper. Relatively cheap compared to everything else, if you ask me. For your steambot, it's going to cost you 2 airship engines, 4 airship fuels, and 1 airship hull. And then for your rhino, it's going to cost you 1.2 thousand cementing paste, 550 copper plates, 2,500 metal, 150 obsidian, and 250 rough diamonds. Well, now that I've gone ahead and listed all of that off, let me show you the airship. As you can see, it will zoom out super far as soon as you take command of this beast of a vehicle. It will fly, even in aberration, and it will fly just fine. You press shift, it will go faster. It's not a lot faster, though. If you press left mouse button, apparently it will ascend/descend. Don't know how truthful that is, but that's what it makes claims on. Because we're descending right now, even though we have ascent controls on. Now we have descent controls enabled, but we can still ascend. So, you know, don't know how well it works. There is also an air horn. That doesn't make a noise. Oh, there we go. That's a long-ass noise. And as you can see, it can kick up a lot of dust as well. We are currently... Some battle music just started. I have no clue what the battle music started for. But we are going to now start our descent into blue zone. We're going to go from blue, hopefully, all the way down to red. I don't know how well it's going to work, though, because blue is completely covered in vines. Still, one of the most beautiful locations. Oh, God. I don't think the game likes us being that far away from it, though. One of the most beautiful locations in all of Ark Survival Evolved. Let's zoom in here. I hate driving in first person, but I think I'm going to have to for this one. I don't recommend you keep your tames out on front deck, though. If you do want to keep them anywhere, put them on, like, the second deck. Which I didn't show y'all. That's my apologies. But up at the front, there's this little area you can walk down on that will lead you to a second deck. I think we need to go a little bit further back. Yeah, because I think... Whoa! We do have the Primal Fear mod enabled. For the few of you that were wondering what the fuck that giant explosion was. We have all the add-ons for Primal Fear as well. So if you see like random gotchas or brood mothers or any other dino that you don't think should belong in here, you're right, it doesn't. The Primal Fear mod just allows us to have it. The Primal Fear mod also crashes games very quickly. So we are about to enter into the red zone, proving to you guys that it is very much so possible to drive this baby all the way down into the deepest depths of aberration, past the Managarmas, past, I think that was a desert titan back there, don't know for sure. I saw like a giant swarm of small creatures. Something wants to fight with us. I think that's a celestial guy. I think we're in red zone. I have no clue what's going on anymore. Guys, we're breaking the game. Did I really just like go all the way back? Thought this shit was easy. Where the fuck is the deeper portion of the red zone? We still haven't even used like one fuel tank, by the way. For this entire time flying, we haven't used a single one. And we have basically crossed the entire fucking map, which I believe is pretty cool. But sadly, I'm still not seeing the deeper parts of red yet. Which means I'm probably going in the wrong direction somewhere. I think something down there is an unholy hell rat. So, ooh, I think that's actually a dino attack, not just a massive lighting error. Oh yeah, definitely like a fucking massive attack. We're gonna swim through the element waterfall here. There's Reaper teams here now. We're still trucking though. I don't think we're in the red, like deep red yet. God, this is my favorite map and I don't even remember how to drive around it. What the fuck, Scoob? Or are we a deep red? I logistically couldn't tell you anymore. Whoa. Something over there is causing that. Oh yeah, I think we are in deep red. Hold up, what the hell is it? Okay, whatever. So, let me see. If you can put something in dino storage, that usually means you can crowd pot it as well. So let's see if we can go put this bad boy into dino storage. By the way, this is that underbelly location I was telling you about. It's not too big, but it's not too small either. Oh. So I don't think we can yet. Oh, it's not loud because the structure has platforms on it. Okay. So I'm guessing if I go spawn in a second one real quick, hold up. AIR for Airship. Boop. Where's the airship? What the fudge knuckles, man? Okay, that's weird. Still have the airships this time at least. Let's destroy this airship over here and see if it lets us spawn it. Then maybe you can only have one airship per person. Yep, there you go. Our original airship was all destroyed. We're all out of an airship now. Or maybe you might not be able to spawn it down here. 1 to 2. Okay, you're only allowed one. So you're only allowed one airship. Now I'm wondering if we cryopod it / soulball it. I know I can. I got a read telling me I could. Okay. Maybe we can't. Maybe I was lied to. But let's see what we came in open to drop. Damn. God damn. Acid burn? Who the fuck gave me an acid burn? Whatever's fucking causing this darkness. Okay. Anyway, that's going to be all, guys. Sorry I got a little off track there. If you guys liked it, hit the like button. And if you all enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. And until next time, goodbye.